to be a different side of me, yeah. You'll find a different side of me.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a great day. So, as you can tell from the title of this video, we're gonna be testing out a couple of fake products and comparing them to the genuine versions, and this is gonna be a new series here on my channel which I'm really excited about. Basically, the reason I decided to do this series is because I feel like a lot of the times, maybe not people who are experienced with makeup, but young people and people who cannot afford to buy the expensive version, they go on eBay or they go on AliExpress and they actually think they're making the deal of their life by picking up, let's say, a MAC lipstick for £3-4, or a highlighter for £2-3, or the £20 mascara for £4, and they don't actually realize that they're buying fake. And they might never find out, and they buy the Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadow palette for £5 and they think, well, if this is what Anastasia does, then I don't like her, because these products are normally very poorly made and you have no way of finding out what is exactly in the product because everything that's written on the packaging is fake. The Kat Von D contour palette says that it was made in the USA and it was quite clearly made in China. So with fake products, you just don't know what you're putting on your face. So the reason I made this video is because I want to help you to find out if the product you purchased or you're about to purchase is fake or not. And if it's fake, I would highly suggest you return that product and get your money back as soon as possible, because there is nothing more dangerous in makeup than putting fake products on your face, because you honestly have no idea what is in a fake product. I don't want to encourage anyone picking up any of these products. I would actually encourage you, if you cannot afford to buy the high-end products, stick to drugstore. Drugstore does amazing things, especially in the last 5 years they improved tremendously. And if you're looking for a contour palette, a lipstick, a mascara, you have amazing drugstore options. Anyway, let's jump right into the video. Okay guys, so as you can tell, I have my foundation, my concealer, my setting powder and my eyebrows on already. However, I don't have any bronzer, blush or highlighter on, so that's the first step that we're gonna do in today's video. We are gonna start with my beloved Kat Von D Shade and Light palette that you have seen me using in plenty of my videos, and I'm gonna link up in the box the review video I did on this palette. This is my favorite contour palette on the entire world. So we have the 6 shades inside, 3 highlight shades and 3 contour and bronzing shades in there, and this comes in a really beautiful plastic packaging that has her name on it, and it's like a 3D effect to it with all of the writing. It's an absolutely gorgeous palette, and I paid £39 for this palette in Debenhams. I managed to pick up a fake version on AliExpress for £11, which was the most expensive purchase I have done for this video. This is how the outer packaging looks like. It's actually eerily similar to the original packaging. I would say that the biggest giveaway is the subconscious, which looks black on the package for whatever reason. I don't know what were they thinking. Inside of the box you have this cardboard eyeshadow palette, and then inside this cardboard you have a really badly made mirror. It's slightly smaller than the original and you can clearly see the edge of the mirror under the cardboard. You have the standard 6 shades. However, I would say that the last 2 shades look much darker in the pan than they do in the original palette, and these 2 shades are really poorly glued in, so they are quite loose, they're moving around a bit. I will insert a picture for you above so you can see how they actually look like in the real life. Nevertheless, I'm gonna still swatch them for you and explain to you how they feel on the skin and what I think about them. So I'm gonna start with the Kat Von D shade first every time, and that's gonna be basically the one we're comparing the fake one to. So I'm gonna start with the shade Levitation, which is the lighter pink shade. Actually matches my skin tone perfectly, and this is going to help you to brighten up any areas on your face that you want, for example between your eyebrows or under your eyes. Now let's swatch the fake shade right under it. So the fake one is really chalky and it has really bad pigmentation, blends into nothing, and honestly it looks darker than the original, so I don't know how much you could brighten up anything with that, but we will see once we start using it. So the next one is Lyric, the banana shade, and here is the original. And now we're gonna apply the fake one right under it. The fake one feels so chalky and it just doesn't want to build up. Yeah, again, same thing. Almost absolutely no pigmentation and darker than the original one. And now we're gonna do Lucid, which is the peachy darker highlighter shade, the one that will suit medium to dark skin tones. Amazing pigmentation on the original one, and the fake one is a completely different color. It is pigmented and it actually builds up and blends out quite nicely, but can you see how dark that is? I don't know what were they thinking, like no one wants to have this color under their eyes. And now moving on to the bronzing shades. First we have Subconscious, which is your lighter contour shade. It's a really beautiful ashy shade. The fake one is much warmer and a little bit lighter. The pigmentation is not horrible, but the shade is completely different. Then we have the middle shade, which is this beautiful light bronzing shade called Shadow Play. So the fake one is actually quite similar, still a bit warmer than the original, but definitely much lighter. And now moving on to Sombre, which is the darkest shade in the palette. This is obviously too dark for my complexion, but I'm sure it would look awesome on anyone who has a little bit of a darker skin tone than I do. So the fake one of Sombre is actually really similar to the original shade, and it's really pigmented as well. Maybe a slightly more green than the original, but this one is actually a really good dupe. Out of the 6 shades, this was the only close dupe, and I would say that all 3 of the highlighter shades were really big fails. The first 2 did not show up, and you almost wish the third one didn't either, because it's so pink, like a corally pink shade. If you've been thinking of getting this fake palette from AliExpress, please don't, because like I said, it's quite expensive. It's £11, and for this price you could literally go and purchase Nip and Fab, Makeup Revolution, NYX. There are so many good drugstore contour palettes out there that you just don't need fakes like this in your life. Okay, so now that we swatched everything, let's get into applying them on the face. So as always, I'm gonna be using this side of the face for the cheaper makeup, which is obviously today gonna be the fake makeup, and I'm gonna use this side of the face for the genuine products. I'm gonna start with the more expensive, the genuine one each time, because we're gonna be comparing the fake one to the original, so we already want to have the original on the face. I actually happen to have this Zoeva cheek finish brush, original and fake as well. So we're gonna be using the fake one to apply the fake makeup. Why not? I purchased on eBay a package of fake Zoeva brushes. I think it was like 15 or 16 of them for £8. And yeah, I was curious. I wanted to see how they would work out. And to be honest, some of them are not that bad, but this one is actually really bad. When you apply the makeup on your face using this cheek finish brush, it just feels so plasticky. It feels like it's scratching your face, and it kind of like starts warming up on your face. So this brush is a really big no-no. You can even tell in the color how different they are. So obviously this one is the original and this one is the fake one. The shape of it, the size of it is different. You can tell if a Zoeva brush is fake or not by the handle. So if you look at the handle, this one is the original one. So you can see that here you have this part that's pressed in, whilst on the fake one it's not. And I know you can't see on the camera, but the bristles themselves are a different color. The original one is a white color, whilst the fake one is like a very strange yellow color, I would say. And also on the original one, the bristles are all straight and soft, whilst on the fake one they're almost like wavy. Now let's jump into applying the two products on the face. So like I said, I'm gonna do the genuine side first, starting with a light bronzer. And then I take a little bit of the contour shade with the same brush and deepen this line here. Add a little bit to my temple and also under my jawline, and a little bit on the side of the nose. So that's it for bronzing up and contouring the face. We're gonna move into the highlighter for a second, but first I'm gonna do the fake side of the contouring and bronzing. So like I said before, I'm gonna use the fake Zoeva brush and I'm gonna start with shadow play again. This brush is much more dense than the original one, and like I said, it just feels a bit scratchy on the face. Because it's so dense, I feel like it's removing the foundation a little bit when I'm trying to apply the bronzer. And now moving on to the contour shade, which is in this case not really a contour shade. I definitely don't think that the fake side looks as good as the original, but maybe the highlighter will help to fix it, although like I said before, they are really poorly pigmented. Okay, so moving on to the highlighter shades, I'm gonna be using this face shape brush. Unfortunately, I don't have a fake version of this, but I have something a little bit smaller from the fake collection, conceal buffer brush. This one is actually not bad. We are gonna start applying a mixture of Levitation and Lyric. So that's the genuine side done. Now I'm gonna take the fake brush and I'm gonna dip it into the fake Levitation and Lyric shades. So I definitely don't feel like this side of the face is as lifted as this side. You can definitely tell that I was trying to do something here, but I don't think this cheekbone looks as good as this one. Now we're gonna be moving on to highlighter. But before I do the highlighter, I just wanna add some of my MAC Peaches blush. I don't have the fake of it, but as soon as I find a fake MAC blush somewhere, I'm gonna include it in the next genuine versus fake video. I definitely feel like putting this blush all over the face made a difference. I definitely feel like it helped to balance out the good side and the bad side a little bit. For the highlighter, we're gonna be testing out the fake version of my beloved Too Faced Lovelight highlighter, which I have in the shade Blinded by the Light. So this is a really beautiful champagne shade. Again, I'm gonna insert a picture of both of them swatched on my hand on the screen for you. When I was looking for a fake for this one, I didn't find a fake version, but I did find something that is just too similar, and that is the O2O Eternal Heart Love highlight powder, which looks like this. And when you take it out of the packaging and you put them next to each other, you can definitely tell that the packaging was completely copied. The original highlighter is available in 3 shades. It's available in this champagne shade, and a pink one and a gold one, which I didn't purchase, and seeing the online reviews, I don't really regret not picking those up because those are definitely for darker skin tones. The fake one is available in 4 shades, and the first one looks like a very white color. The second one is the one I have, is called Dream Fairy, and then you have a pink and a gold. So I almost felt like number 1 was an addition to the collection, and I thought that number 2 is gonna be the one I need. But when I received it, I actually realized that unfortunately they are very different. The original, like I said, is a very champagne shade, and the fake one is just a straight on chalky white sheer powder. Doesn't look even remotely similar to the real deal. Nevertheless, we're gonna apply both of them on the face because we wanna see how they look on the skin. So again, I'm gonna be applying the Too Faced one on this side, and we're gonna start with that. I don't actually know if there is a straight on fake of this available, but this O2O version is all over AliExpress. When I searched for a Too Faced version, it did not come up. However, I might have been just looking on the wrong place. Maybe it's available somewhere else. So this is the original one. As you can see, it gives you this really nice wet effect. And now let's see the fake one. On the face, it actually looks quite shiny, but it's a pink shine. It just doesn't look natural and flattering whatsoever. This highlighter, by the way, was about £3. I can't remember exactly. The original one is £25. I think that's really expensive for a highlighter, especially when you get just one shade. In my next fake versus genuine products video, I'm gonna be showing you my Anastasia Beverly Hills Sugar Glow Kit, and that palette cost me £41, which might seem crazy because £41 for any makeup product is quite expensive, at least for me. But if you consider that in that palette you get 4 shades and quite a lot of product for £41, it works out for about £10 per shade, then £25 for one shade actually seems really crazy. That means 4 shades of these would have cost me £100. It's really expensive, but like I said before, I really do love this highlighter. However, the fake one, how pink it is, that completely puts me off. Anyways, that's it for the face. So I'm gonna set everything with a bit of Urban Decay All Nighter now, and then we're gonna be moving on to the eyes. So for the eyes, as you can probably tell from the thumbnail of this video, we're gonna be trying out the real and the fake versions of the Norvina palette. I recently uploaded a video reviewing the Norvina palette, so if you haven't seen it yet, I'm gonna put it up in the box for you. Anyway, so this is my real Anastasia Norvina palette. I was really unsure about picking this up when it first came out, but now it's one of my favorite palettes. Some of these shades like Summer and Love are just absolutely gorgeous. So this palette cost me £43 and I purchased it on Cult Beauty. The fake version cost me £5.67 and I picked it up on eBay. The outer packaging looks really similar to the original one. The Anastasia logo looks absolutely amazing on it, but as soon as you open it you realize that this is not the real deal. We have the original one on the top and the fake one on the bottom. The velvet is just softer, fluffier on the original one. The fake one has a velvet feel to it, but it's really rough, and the edges of the palette are extremely sharp, almost to the point where it's uncomfortable to hold. The back of the palette, the fake palette still has the large sticker that we used to have on the older palettes. The original one now has this much smaller sticker. So before we jump into using these palettes, I wanted to talk a little bit about the fake one, and I wanted to swatch all of the shades for you guys. So as soon as you open the fake one, you can tell that the shades are a little bit off. So first of all, in the fake one, they didn't stick to the idea of shimmers on the top and matte on the bottom. They actually turned two of the matte shades, Soul and Love, into a shade that has a sheen to it, and none of them is a really nice shimmery shade. Even the top row, they just have a sheen to them, but they're not really shimmery. I would say that this palette is a really poor quality. I'm gonna swatch them on my arm for you and insert a photo of all of the shades swatched on my arm to show you how they look. I'm gonna first off camera swatch all of the genuine Anastasia shades. Once I finish, I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna swatch the fake ones next to it. Okay, so here are all of the genuine shades from the first row, and now we can start swatching the fake ones next to it. So let's start with the shade Dreamer. Whilst the real shade of Dreamer is a champagne shade, the fake one is a frosted white shade. The shade Summer is a beautiful gold shade, but the fake one, like I said before, is not really shimmery. It just has a sheen to it, and it's much less pigmented than the real one. The real shade White Child is almost like an exaggerated version of Narcissus Orgasm, but the fake one has a blue hue to it instead of a gold hue, so it's a completely different color. It's also darker than the real one. Rose Gold is much lighter than the real one, and like I said, it's not really a shimmer shade. It appears to be much more brown, whilst the real Rose Gold is a dark purple shade with a really strong pink hue to it. The real Celestial is much darker and more shimmery than the fake one, although on camera they do appear to be quite similar, to be honest. In the fake palette, Dazzling is a really light shade, almost like the first shade Dreamer should have been. And the last shade from the first row, called Drama, the real one is a really dark purple, whilst the fake one is actually a really light shade of purple. It's very similar to Celestial. You can definitely tell that the real colors are much darker and more shimmery. The fake ones are really poorly made. Okay, so now let's jump into the second row. So again, I'm gonna quickly swatch all of the genuine shades of Camera on the back of my hand, and then I'm gonna come back and swatch the real ones with you. Okay, so here are the 7 genuine shades from the Norvina palette. You might not be able to see the first one because it's called Base and it's really, really similar to my skin color. Let's jump into swatching the fake ones right next to them. Starting with Base, it shows up really, really similar on the skin to the real one. Then we have Soul, which is one of the shades that are supposed to be matte, but instead they have a sheen to them. As you can see, it's a completely different shade. Actually, Soul is so beautiful and so original, but the fake one doesn't look anything like it. Next we have Incense, which is supposed to be a nice brown shade. The fake one is actually not bad, it's just a much lighter brown. And then we have Love, which is the biggest disappointment in the whole fake palette. In the original palette, this is my favorite shade, but in the fake palette, you cannot make this show up. What they did, I don't know why, for the shade Volatile, which is supposed to be really dark brown shade, they did a shade that looks like Love. So actually, if you look at this shade, it does look really similar to Love, but it doesn't look anything like Volatile. The next one is Eccentric, which is supposed to be another brown shade with a bit of like a mustard to it, and the fake one is just much more orange and much lighter. And the very last shade, called Passion, is supposed to be a really deep burgundy shade, but instead it looks like a dark hot pink shade. So the matte shades on this fake palette are much better than the shimmer shades, however they don't look like the original. Okay, so just one more thing before we jump into applying these 2 babies on my eyes. I'm just gonna add some Painterly Paint Pot on both sides. I don't have a fake version of this. I don't know if they make it. They probably do. They make a fake version of everything nowadays. I don't have the fake version. If I will find it somewhere in the future, I will add it to a future episode. I happen to have a fake version of my 221 Luxe Soft Crease brush as well. As you can see on the fake one, unfortunately the writing has come off almost completely. This is the fake one and this is the original one. First I'm gonna apply base all over the eye. This has a bit of a sheen to it. Let's see the fake version. The fake one doesn't seem to have a sheen to it. Now I am gonna go into the shade Incense and I'm just gonna try to use that on my crease. Incense is a perfect transition shade for many skin tones. So I'm really glad that they added something like this into this palette. So that's the genuine Incense, and now let's jump into the fake one, which is a much lighter shade. And this brush is scratching my skin. The real one was so soft. To be honest, once you apply it on the eye, you can't really tell that it's a lighter shade. What you can tell is that it's a warmer shade. So now that I'm looking at my eyes, this one has more depth to it because this shade is much cooler, so it almost just created a shadow, whilst this one is much warmer. It does not appear to be like a shadow, so it's almost like a contour shade versus a bronzer shade. moving on, I'm gonna use the shade Love because I wanna create a bit more of a pinky look today. I'm gonna lightly run through my crease once again with this shade and just bringing it down a little bit. On the fake side, because I don't want to be unfair, we know already that the shade Love in the fake palette would not show up whatsoever. So I'm just gonna ignore the fact that Volatile is not Love. So I'm gonna use Volatile from the fake palette and just repeat the same thing on this side. This brush is literally hurting my eye. Now I'm gonna take the shade Wild Child and I'm gonna add it from the inner corner till the middle of the eye using my finger. So that's the real side, and now I'm gonna do the same thing on the fake side. Unfortunately, the fake Wild Child performs really poorly. So I'm gonna need to dip back a couple of times to try and build it up. It's building up to be pink with a blue undertone, almost like a purple shade, whilst the genuine one is just a beautiful pink. So now my two eyes look completely different, but again on the camera I don't think it shows up. I'm going to take a small brush now, like this 237 Detail Shader brush, and I'm going to take the shade Dreamer from the Genuine palette on one side, and I'm going to add it to my inner corner. So let's add Dreamer in the inner corner on the fake side now. So the fake Dreamer is much lighter and more white, so I feel like it shows up more. So does the eye look complete? Next I'm gonna use some of my Makeup Revolution Renaissance Flick Liner and just basically add some eyeliner on both eyes. Now comes something that I'm actually so terrified to do. You guys all know that I have my favorite Better Than Sex mascara. I do really like this guy, and I managed to pick up a fake version of it on eBay for £4. The real one retails for £19, so this one is almost 5 times cheaper than that, and it came from China. The outer packaging looks so similar. The only thing I noticed straight away is that instead of it being pink, it's quite purple, and if you look at the girls on the picture, they look quite weird because they look purple as well. But when you actually open it, you can literally not tell the difference. The real one is a pink with a gold sheen to it. The fake one is a pink with a blue sheen to it. But other than that, they're both quite heavy. The real one is still heavier. The fake one just looks so similar to the original one. On the bottom, the sticker is a bit off, not quite in the center on the fake one, but other than that, they did an amazing job with the packaging. It feels so luxurious. Let's see the brushes. I think they did an amazing job with the brush as well. It's not as fluffy as the genuine one and maybe a little bit shorter, but they are quite similar. This one is the fake one, this one is the original one. I think you can tell straight away that the fake one is more sparse, the real one is fuller. But the reason I'm so concerned is the scent of it. Normally your mascara shouldn't smell like anything, but the fake one, it smells like chemicals and it is so bad, and I'm so scared. It smells like glue or something really synthetic. Let's do the real one first on this side of the face. So there you go, that is the real one. Going in with the fake mascara. It smells like death. I'm trying not to go too close to my eye. I don't feel like it does too much, to be honest with you. You definitely don't get the same effect as you get from the original. So once again, this is a fake side. I don't think it looks anything like the original one. Now I'm gonna add a little bit of my Essence Long-Lasting eye pencil in the shade C'est La Vie. Okay, so that's the eyes completed. As you guys can probably tell, we have one more product left to test, and that is gonna be from Anastasia. So I have the original Pure Hollywood, and here is the fake Pure Hollywood. So when I received the fake one, first of all, I was shocked of how good the packaging is. It's almost exactly like the original, except one tiny bit of a detail. If you look at the bottom, this one seems to be a purple shade, and we all know that the original Pure Hollywood is a really nice muted shade, not purple whatsoever. So then I opened the fake one, and there was this lavender color lipstick inside. The original Pure Hollywood liquid lipstick cost £20, and you can purchase it again on Cold Beauty or Beauty Bay, and the fake one cost me about £2.80, so it was actually really cheap. On the bottom they both have a sticker, but the black and white contrast on the fake one is not as good as on the original one, making it harder to read. So if I swatch them for you on the back of my hand, here is the genuine Pure Hollywood, here is the fake one. I hope you can tell how purple it is. The original one has absolutely no smell to it. The fake one has very similar to the Better Than Sex mascara, so they both smell almost like glue. Let's now apply this on the lips. I'm gonna apply the real one on this side of the face, and now I'm gonna apply the fake one on the other side, and then we're gonna give them some time to dry. Okay, so they look quite dry to me, so I think we're ready to do that kiss test. I don't know if you guys can tell that this side is a completely different color. Okay, so there's nothing on my hand, but look at my lips. The fake one is so sticky. When I touch it with my hand, it's not sticky, but when I put my lips together, it is sticky. There you go. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and don't forget to hit the bell button so you're gonna get a notification of all of my future uploads, and I will see you guys very soon again. Bye.